Iowa, aka the Hawkeye State, is known for its farms and fields, but it also has some notable roller coasters. The state has 15 operating roller coasters, 4 made of wood and 11 made of steel. In this video, I will rank Iowa's top 10 roller coasters. Before starting the list, I want to note that there will be 2 honorable mentions. One for a removed roller coaster I experienced a few years ago, and another for a new roller coaster opening in 2025, because I have ridden an exact clone elsewhere. Starting off the list at number 10 is Mad Mouse at Arnold's Park. This is a classic Herschel Wild Mouse. The cars make the experience. The wheels are towards the center of the vehicle, so the nose extends over the edge of each turn. This produces a frightening visual that you'll actually plummet to your death on the hairpin turns. Then those turns also offer good laterals as well. The second half has a few dips, but they're not punchy, which surprised me given how good they are in the version at Little America. Number 9. Phoenix at Adventureland. This is a Mauer SC2000 spinning coaster. It's a familiar layout, but it has its moments. I love the initial drop. It is large, steep, and zippy, particularly if you take it in reverse. I also really like the horseshoe turn. However, this version has 2 cons. 1. There are multiple mid-course brake runs that slow the cars down severely, hurting the pacing. 2. This one has not spun as much for me, even with an off-balanced car. It was more of a slow rotation, but it still allowed me to take elements in weird orientations. Number 8. Underground at Adventureland. This is the world's only indoor wooden roller coaster. While this is a unique claim, this really feels more like a dark ride. However, this ride system does present 2 issues. 1. It is extremely loud, making it hard to hear the audio. 2. You pass the scenes a bit faster than I'd like. Those scenes are otherwise solid, especially because it was recently refreshed for the 2024 season. You have all sorts of minors all throughout the attraction, and the coaster is a nice little pre-show before you board as a bonus. Number 7. Tornado at Adventureland. This William Cobwood coaster has awkward pacing. Every hill in the outward leg seems to be 10 to 15 feet too tall. It especially feels like you'll stall out in the second hill. However, the ride is not too bumpy if you avoid a wheel seat, and a few hills have some power. A handful are kinked, so you get some laterals throughout. A few of the initial drops have some floater airtime in the back. Then the return run lifts you out of your seat a bit in the front car. And the negative G's this coaster offers are maximized by the freeing buzz bar restraints. Number 6. No Puko Air Coaster at Lost Island Theme Park. This placement assumes you are not riding in the front row. There, you have a nasty pothole in the rollover that may be the single most painful moment of any roller coaster. The seats towards the back are tolerable and enjoyable. Since this ride operates with vest restraints, the ride does not cause much discomfort despite the shaky track work. This means I can enjoy the action-packed layout. It is fast-paced with 5 snappy inversions and some cool near misses. Number 5. Outlaw at Adventureland. This officially is a CCI wood coaster, but it essentially was the prototype GCI because it was designed by one of that company's founders. This is a twister-style layout with swooping drops and turnarounds. Several of those turns offer nice laterals. Then, there are some decent pops of airtime, which once again are accentuated by the minimalistic buzz bar restraints. And unlike a lot of twister layouts like this running PTC trains, Outlaw is still reasonably smooth. Up next is where I would have placed Dragon in Adventureland. This was a Hopkins looping coaster. I heard it was horrifically rough, and the pre-lift certainly was. The train violently shook throughout this part. But the rest of the coaster was smooth for me, allowing me to appreciate it. The back-to-back vertical loops were the highlight. They were super forceful, causing me to gray out. The following helix was strong as well. Then if you sat up front, there was a pop of airtime into the brakes as a bonus. Number 4, Legend at Arnold's Park. This is the state's oldest operating roller coaster, and it has some standout moments. The drop off the second turnaround has some shockingly strong ejector airtime and back, especially because this is yet another Woody with buzz bar restraints. The Camelback and Final Bunny Hill offer decent floater airtime, and the L turnaround offers some airtime and nice laterals. The park takes extremely good care of this ride, and my experience was also plussed by an employee who rode along with everyone, blasting music from a speaker, so it unofficially had onboard audio, which was a pretty funny experience. Number 3, Dragon Slayer at Adventureland. This is easily North America's best S&S free spin. While this one is one of the smaller models, the ride brilliantly uses magnets to flip far faster and more frequently than the other installations. There is both a wild and mild side, but both are capable of providing 8 to 10 flips. The wild side is just more consistent. I especially like the parts when the train can perform 4 to 5 fast flips in a row. It feels completely out of control. Number 2, Matugani at Lost Island Theme Park. This is a compact, intimate accelerator coaster. This formerly ran at Lisa Burge's Kinonen before being relocated. Hydraulic launches are becoming quite rare. While this is not a particularly fast one, it still is a very good yank. Then the layout has nice diversity. There are a handful of ejector airtime pops, most of which are paired with sharp laterals. A few valleys and turns have nice positive Gs, and the 2 inversions offer great hang time, particularly the barrel roll at the very end. This ride is smooth and well paced as a bonus. Up next is where I suspect Fire Runner at Lost Island Theme Park will place. This is an RMC Raptor opening in 2025. This has the same layout as Stunt Pilot at Silverwood, except it will have a 12-car train instead of a 10-car train. This should produce some extra whip and airtime in the back row. As it stands, this coaster already has great pacing. You cartoonishly charge through the layout. The first drop, off-axis S-Hill, and drop off the turnaround offer violent ejector airtime, particularly in back. Then there are some flowy inversions beautifully mixed in. The biggest con with this coaster is its short length, but what it has is very enjoyable. And coming in at number 1 is Monster at Adventureland. This Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster finds creative ways to get you out of your seat, especially because you have just lap bars. It starts with an incredible beyond vertical drop, loaded with ejector airtime. Then, there are some funky turns and inversions. The train stalls and crawls through these, yielding some wild hang time and laterals. You'll find yourself dangling upside down, or hanging over the edge of the train for seconds at a time. This includes the finale that strategically uses a trim brake to enhance the hang time. It's a trim I actually look forward to. Add in flawlessly smooth track work, and this coaster is an absolute delight. Those are my 10 favorite roller coasters in the state of Iowa. What are your favorite coasters in the Hawkeye State? Or thoughts on any of the rides I mentioned? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this countdown, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.